Okay, come, night one.
Night
Yes.
one. Okay. This is in no order because we don't know the order. We only know the main event, right?
But this is in the order that I would want
Huh?
for me. No, as in like if you are guessing the order, you know which is the order I would want WrestleMania to start with, right?
Oh, I know. I'm just going to list the matches first.
Okay, just
I don't
list the
know.
matches first.
Yeah,
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 go
yeah.
for it.
According to Wikipedia, I'm looking at now.
Okay.
We got War Raiders, Eric and Iva versus the New Day. I guess they had to have a tag team match. Now the question is, should they have put Street Profits here in this position instead?
I'm surprised Street Profit doesn't have a match, the tag
Yeah.
team match. But I think they might do a last minute one. I don't know.
Because to me, I think their thinking is, okay, we got the SmackDown before WrestleMania. Street Profits are the champs, tag team champs of SmackDown. Logically, they should have that as the main event. I think it sucks for the Street Profits because this has happened to them several times already that they didn't make the WrestleMania card. And I feel like they deserve it based on the promos that they've been doing, based on the push they've been getting. Like the SmackDown tag team division actually feels more like a tag team division than the Raw tag team division.
I completely agree because I feel like the SmackDown division has so many like legitimate contenders. So they should have had a match. I would even say like if they want to do a fatal 4-way tag team match with all the contenders, it would have made more sense over there.
Yeah.
But as we are recording this right now, it's only the tag team match between New Day and War Raiders, correct?
And like we talked about it just now, the New Day, yes, they just, turn heel. They're a little bit more interesting, but then they've sort of faded into the background. At War Raiders, they've kind of been there, and yes, they also have a new repackaging. They look more serious, but also, sometimes if you ask me who are the Raw Tag Team Champs, I will forget. I don't know who.
The problem with the New Day was they had such an excellent heel turn, but there wasn't a follow-up after that. They should have run roughshod across the entire Raw roster for a long time and then reached WrestleMania. But I think there was a lull period where they were not featured. So they lost a bit of their momentum. So now I think eventually they will win the title. I mean, that's my prediction for this match. And I think the New Day might go on to become more prominent members of Raw this coming year. It's just that, they have to go through this period.
Maybe this is where they win it.
Yeah.
I mean, you need some title change. Might as well do it here for them, and then they can start a new chapter as the heel New Day.
Yeah. What do you think about Big E? Will he make any sort of appearance? Any sort of interruption?
I mean, I don't think he's physically cleared. Man. Okay, to me, I would rather him not come back when the New Day are so cold.
I see.
Does that make sense? Like, I would rather him come back when the New Day have developed some sort of heat. Like, they win the titles here from the War Raiders, then they go on this rampage, and they start talking shit again about Big E, about other people. Because right now, like, I forgot the whole Big E connection. Like, it's been so far removed from... not like if they continue the whole story from when they ostracized Big E up till now, then yes, Big E should have a role. But now you bring in Big E suddenly, like no connection like that. You know?
Yeah. And okay, I know there's a lot of pre-show that's happening. And I don't know whether they have officially announced that all the matches are going to be on the main card. But if there was ever a match that needs to be on the pre-show, I would put this match to be on the WrestleMania Night 1 pre-show.
100%, bro. Like, I have no hype for this, unfortunately. They're great teams, great workers, but literally no build for this match.
Yeah. Put this on the main show. Damn it, you guys got 3 hours to kill in the pre-show. Just put like one WrestleMania match, might as well.
And then with their new PLEs, they got advertisements out the wahoo. They got promo packages. Like, I'm a bit worried this is going to be 5 hours long, yeah?
Let's hope not. Let's hope WWE, retains the time because we still need to sleep. So right. So this match, I'm putting it as the pre-show match if there is a pre-show match.
Okay. So, there you go. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. I love everything that Chad Gable, El Grande Americano is doing right now. It is so in the vein of something Kurt Angle would do.
Yes.
And I appreciate it so much.
It's funny because somebody said like it took him to do another gimmick change to get on the WrestleMania card.
Yeah.
But I low-key think this might be a show stealer. Right?
No, the crowd, like wrestling aside, that Chad can go, right? But I think the crowd will be super behind this match.
Exactly. And it's giving me like flashbacks of SummerSlam 2002, Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle. That was like one of the best openers in any pay-per-view. So
Oh my god, dude, that is such a deep. I want to go back and watch. The second you brought up that match, I start remembering that match.
it was an amazing match. I think it was like a pay-per-view debut for Rey Mysterio as well. So,
Yeah.
bro, they can do the same thing where you literally got a Kurt Angle regen there to do it.
And
So
you got Ray, the original guy.
Yeah, my question is he gonna get unmasked on the main stage of WrestleMania?
I feel like if he gets unmasked, it's very fast. It's too fast already. You know what I mean? Like, he just started this Americano gimmick.
Diff us. So whose face?
The funny thing is, Ray is obviously the face here, but El Grande could be such a funny gimmick that he becomes face here.
Yeah. This is his Mr. America era, bro. That's what he's going for. Yeah, but you know what? It's gonna be a banger. I think it's gonna be like a 5-minute banger. Like, it's gonna be a short match, but it's gonna be memorable.
Okay, I somehow feel like they are gonna make this match. Going back to, remember I just said I don't want this to be the unmasking. I feel like they're going to do the unmasking. As much as I hope they don't, because I think this has legs. I think they're going to do it at WrestleMania just to have a moment, and then Chad really just did this for 2 weeks. It's a 2-week side quest, 3-week side quest.
I like the idea of him being unmasked at WrestleMania. It will create like a memorable moment. I also like the idea of him keeping this character alive beyond WrestleMania somehow. So maybe he can like say that, oh my God, I didn't know, I got tricked into doing this. I wanted to get on the WrestleMania card. That's why I impersonated El Grande, and then suddenly another El Grande doppelganger appear. I do not know. Probably something.
Oh my God, can you imagine? Like, yeah, he gets unmasked and then, no, I am the real El Grande Americano, some random other guy. And then now you got another fella. Actually, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Or Ray unmasked El Grande, and then inside the mask, he's wearing another mask.
Oh my God, that's a Sting move. Irvin, no. Irvin, please, no.
Irvin says, hey, use a reverse gimmick. Ray unmasked himself, called himself Ray Matthews. Bro, we've seen Ray unmasked in WCW. It was not good.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good-looking guy. I'm just saying that
No, he looked like a boy.
He lost his aura after that.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Like, I don't really care. Like, I think they're just gonna have fun with it. I want to watch this as a match.
Yeah, I would say El Grande would win. Still the win somehow. I think he deserves it. But then somehow as he was escaping,
he gets
Rey Mysterio removes the mask.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
Ooh.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but I feel like this is a better story than the other two women's title matches.
Agreed.
This is a way better story.
They have somehow reinvented Naomi and made her damn interesting. I love her new tagline. You know what's her catchphrase now, right?
What is it?
Proceed with caution, and then got all the caution tape all over her. But it's smart because she can still do her glow gimmick because the caution tape is like glow in the dark. So
yellow,
yeah. So good for her.
And then Jade Cargill has been presented like everything about Jade is presentation, and WWE knows how to present her.
Yep, and they have minimized a lot of the things that could have been her limitations. Showed her as a badass, but a crazy part of me, right, wants Naomi to win.
Same, because that extends the feud. It gives her more legs, right? Yeah. But this is Jade Cargill's WrestleMania debut in a singles match.
Singles debut.
Singles debut. So I feel like they need to put her over strong.
So will they? That's the thing, right? Is Naomi willing to sacrifice? Because another thing is they can still continue the feud even if Jade wins. So Jade wins, but Naomi is like still wants to take her down and can extend. So I think either way it works lah.
Yeah, it still works. Like she can blindside her after whatever. You can do a million and one things, right?
I feel like Naomi as this heel character, and I know we're going ahead, but if Bianca is a champion, I think Naomi would be a great contender to become a heel world champion with this gimmick.
Agreed. It could be a triple threat, actually, if you think about it. The three of them. See, if somehow they just hotshot the title over to Bianca and they made Jade versus Naomi versus Bianca for the title, I would be more interested in that title match
than the current triple threat.
Yes, exactly. We've talked about it last week, right? But yeah.
Zayden says she looks scary as a heel. I agree. It's the big hair.
Yeah.
And it's a psychotic vibe that she's giving off, which I love.
Yes. She does it very well. I'm looking forward to this match, not as a wrestling match, because Jade Cargill, I think, still has work to do. But in terms of the story, definitely.
Would you say a couple of years ago you're interested in a Naomi match? I mean,
no, I would not.
That's progress,
Bianca,
right?
Yeah, Div says, would Bianca get involved? She's like, what, Bodo only. See, I hate okay, that's the other thing. They left it sort of like hanging there. That did she know? Did she not know? You know, it feels like a loose end to me.
I think it depends on the match placement. I feel like if there is a situation where like they somehow put the women's title match somehow in the middle of the card and Naomi is like further at the back right before the main event, then I think Bianca can appear after the fact after she wins her match.
Bianca's on a different night. Bianca's on
Oh,
night 2. Yeah.
then maybe Bianca could appear just as
I
like
think,
a
to be honest, I think they've tried to divorce her from the situation completely, which to me is the biggest loose end of it all, which sucks because there was an inbuilt story. Maybe in the future they'll revisit it, but
maybe they'll revisit.
they don't
Maybe
think this is a WrestleMania main event or title
yeah.
match worthy
Bec-
story.
because Bianca walking away doesn't mean the thing ends. What like she just said she doesn't want to get involved in this while they sort out their issues. I think that still works. I guess.
Then they can bring her back into the thing if she becomes champion, then it becomes for the title, right?
Yeah.
So okay, that's fine. LA Knight.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Took a while, bro.
I was like, what? I didn't know what.
LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the US title.
Okay.
How do I put it? It feels like a mid-card match.
Yeah, definitely feels like a big cut match.
It doesn't like the story is very like It's just he's going for the title. Jacobs is up and coming. Like there's no real emotional connection I feel to this story. It's a very generic mid-card story.
You know what's the biggest miss that WWE failed to do? Why didn't they do a promo battle between LA Knight and Jacob Fatu?
Oh my god, yeah. Why have they not? Maybe this just right before WrestleMania on the SmackDown.
Maybe they could do a last minute sell for the show because if you think about it, they are two great mic workers.
Yeah.
And they are just basing this match just because he won the title in contendership and they're gonna change for the title. Like
and Jacob had to fight this Braun Strowman like 10,000 times. How sick were you of match 3? Like I was done already, but after match 1, I was like, okay, cool. They had a great match. Then I'm like, second match, okay. And then third match, I'm like, I don't want to see already.
Yeah. LA Knight and Jacob Fatu, while great wrestlers, I just felt the story is lacking. They could have done much more in the story. I mean, again, I know the story that they're focusing on is this whole Jacob and Solo, will they, won't they? As we've seen on SmackDown this past week, Solo might have his hands full with Randy Orton. You know, there could be a possibility of a match there. But I think how this match ends will depend on Solo's appearance in this match.
Yes. Whether Solo costs Jacob or helps Jacob, or Jacob wins without Solo, or Jacob wins despite Solo. Like there are many permutations, but honestly, I feel like Jacob needs the win here. LA Knight does not need the title. So that Jacob can move on and do a thing with Solo.
Yeah, I think the story has gone past LA Knight. The thing about LA Knight is he was a great chaser of champion, but once he became a champion, I kind of forgot about him. So I don't know what that means about him as a champion because some people as a champion they make the title interesting. I just felt like Braun Breaker has made the IC title scene interesting, right? Yes. The things that he's been doing, but LA Knight feels almost in the background as a US champion, which is such a shame because his chase to become a champion, singles champion, was such a big part of the show last year. So I think for the story, it makes sense for Jacob and Solo to kind of fight or feud over the US title. Maybe Elena is needed back in the main event scene after this. Maybe.
Agree. And of course, you got Tama Tonga in the back. Like, will he side with Solo? Will he side with Fatu? So there is some sort of intrigue there. At least it's more interesting, right?
Bro, we're all waiting for that one guy, bro. Our true
tribal chief.
Tama Tonga. He needs to come back. Tonga Loa needs to come back and level up the aura in this feud, bro. That's why.
Oh my god. I swear, if he doesn't botch, that will be the letdown.
Yeah, agreed. He needs to get... I miss his chops, bro. Okay, come. So I think we are all gunning for Fatu to win unless Solo screws him up. So yeah, that's what either way, that's what's going to happen.
Or we could have Jacob win and then they all happy, hug, happy, but then across the weeks, we start seeing Solo get jealous. I mean,
maybe.
Yeah, that's a story that could be done as well. Okay, here we go. Tiffany Stratton, the WWE Women's Champion, versus Charlotte Flair. Okay, so they did this whole thing on SmackDown where Charlotte was given the day off to go cool down or whatever the bullshit. Then they showed backstage footage of Tiffany getting attacked, like backstage, right?
Yep.
Do you think they're playing into this whole reality of it by
for
scripting something that is sort of a half truth? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's exactly what they're doing. They found. This is weird to say that they found lightning in a bottle with what happened last week, and they are capitalizing it. And they're like, you know what? Let's lean into a bit of the reality, but keep them away from the mic. It's just now fighting.
yeah, exactly, right. So they don't actually come to blows again on the mic, because we know that shit is gonna fall apart.
Yeah. So this is, I think, one of the people feels that benefited from the longer runway to WrestleMania.
Yes.
Like there was a time where nobody gave a shit about Tiffany versus Charlotte. Like, okay, the concept was interesting, but it did nothing to get people interested.
Yep.
Until that promo. So you gotta give credit to that promo, because suddenly people are like, wow, what is this all about? All this drama.
And and to your point too, everybody was talking about it, even though there were other things that were bigger, quote unquote, on the card. Bigger consequences on the WrestleMania card. People were talking about Charlotte and Tiffany's promo.
Yeah, to quote what Dave Royalty said, I can't believe they actually asked Ludwig about it on Raw.
Irvin still thinks that last week's promo was done on purpose. Ooh.
I think the promo structure was, they had a promo structure.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the way, they went off the rails because of the crowd and because of
Bro, what about 5-hit play? 5-hit play?
Yeah.
Paul knows that they will go off the rails. So he purposely booked them in a promo, because we were all like, oh, she's not ready. They're not ready, right? I would never book them in a promo. Paul is like, you know what? This is good shit. They will probably go out there and say something out of out of line or completely off script. And then that's real. That's controversial. Can you imagine he's making 5-hit plays like that?
Yeah, my God. 4D chess,
bro playing 4D chess. He's the game, man.
You know what? Whatever it is, whether it's real, fake, shoot or what, we all invested, so they warn us there.
Yeah, they did their job. And
this is actually the match I'm actually looking forward to, night one. I'm gonna be there.
Is it?
I'm gonna be there watching it. Right? You know what? Because nobody is doubting it's gonna be a great match. Both of them can wrestle. There was a time, remember, even you said yourself, like you thought that Tiffany was like boring, like her thing was over. But actually what she needed was just a feud to ignite back that personality in her. Because she found her spark again, in my opinion. And you know what? Like, I wouldn't even hate it if Charlotte beats Tiffany for the title.
Ooh,
can you imagine?
The heat, right?
Can you imagine the heat? Yeah.
And that sets up a monster babyface run for Tiffany.
Yeah, I think what she needs to be solidified as a babyface is to lose the title even more.
Right. If only Jerry Springer was still alive, he could have been a special guest referee. Lol. Irvin says, I think Charlotte not happy, so she made the call with Tiffany to go off script. See, that's the other thing. It's like Charlotte not being happy, her visibly being affected. Okay, so script or not, right? She was visibly affected by that crowd.
Yeah, that one we can't deny.
Yeah, but that didn't make any sense because she's a veteran, and as a heel, she should be happy that people are giving her Dominic Mysterio boost.
I don't know. I mean, you have to understand, the divorce is a real life thing, so
true.
Could have affected her, and it was apparently that last week was her birthday as well. So
oh my God, yeah.
So
maybe she was really like you caught her on the worst day.
So it was just one of those days, right? Yeah, probably that's it.
Okay, hear me out, bro. I'm cooking. Let me cook right now, right?
Okay,
but imagine,
go for it.
Right? The reason Charlotte Flair wins is because Ludwig screws over Tiffany.
Oh my God!
Can you imagine they bring that into like real life? Into the storyline, and then on Raw, I did slip into her DMs.
You know what? I know this is scripted, but even that people cannot believe. You know that.
that he would. So that's the thing. Like people will be like, what?
Nah.
You went with Charlotte over Tiffany. Hey, imagine, bro. Come on. I would do it for Ludwig's career. Like that would put Ludwig over as a super heel.
It will make him a super heel villain, for sure. I mean, it's done wonders for Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
So there was one scene on Raw. Was it on Raw that there was like a backstage? They could see like Dominic talking to Ludwig. Do you see this?
No, I did not.
Shit, there was one. There was like an interview. It's very bro, not obvious one.
Easter egg, bro. Is it Easter
egg, bro? No, man. If that really what happens, right? And 4D chess, cinema.
Then we give it up to you and say, you all worked us a great job.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm that would be my that's my prediction. Ludwig screws over
Okay,
Tiffany.
if that happens, that's gonna be super memorable and like, I take back everything I say about this feud being boring.
And then Andrade teams up with Tiffany Stratton.
Guys, too much already. Abin, too much, guys, too
Oh
much. This
no!
is too much, guys.
Wow, hey, Andrade is on the roster and he's not doing anything.
Oh my god. You know what? If Karen Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle can do a feud with each other, I mean, anything's
Yeah.
possible. Anything's
Matt
possible.
and Edge and Lita, you know.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? Do it for the entertainment, guys. Go for it.
Oh my god.
Okay, come.
Let's
Night
talk
one.
about husband swap. Let's talk about the match that I think will be the kickoff match.
Yes.
Gunther, the World Heavyweight Champion, versus Jey Uso.
Remember, I called it.
Yes,
Remember?
yes. Start the night off like with massive energy. Like you're setting the pace. And Jey Uso winning the title, sending the entire stadium into a yeet fest. I mean, holy shit, what a way to start.
Yep. Again, another feud that benefited from the longer runway. They went off the rails, they got boring. And then after the whole
Jimmy's bloodletting.
Correct. When Jimmy got into the picture and Gunther essentially mauled Jimmy and killed him. And the promo that Jay cut last week, honestly, best promo of his career, my opinion.
Oh man, if only the crowd, like the crowd, you can like he was like telling them don't eat, right? But some of them still like they can't help themselves.
The
They can't help
silent yeet.
themselves. Like you can hear like some people like
Okay, I mean, let me be the devil's advocate. If I was buying a ticket to Raw and I was gonna see Jey Uso, in my head, I'm gonna go to watch Raw live. I'm gonna get to eat. It just so happened they damn unlucky that one day that they went to Raw was the one day where they were supposed to have a very serious promo. Then they cannot eat. I think the audience was like, hey, I paid money to eat. Come on, let me eat,
Okay, here's the thing. I think there was a way to do it without having him try to like shush the crowd, right? He would just have to change the cadence of his speech.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people do for the what chance as well.
Yeah, because if you don't want people to what, you don't give them that break
yeah.
to what.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But I think it would have been tough. Like they would still have tried to eat lah.
Yeah. But that aside, I mean, focusing on the content of the promo, I thought Jay, we all knew the best part about the bloodline was Jay's conflicts, like Jay being torn apart or like, undecided between who's alliance, blah, blah. When Jay was defending Sami Zayn, Jay standing up to Roman Reigns, that was the best Jay also, where he had emotion, he was serious, he was, passionate. We finally got that in the main event Jey Uso character, like in this match. And
talking about I'm gonna pray for you, but I'm gonna pray for myself because what I'm about to do to you, that kind of stuff. We always said this, whenever Jay has something to promo about, he does a great promo. But if he's out there just to hype the crowd, he can talk rubbish for
correct.
talk nonsense.
I hope, and I love the feud's culminating into this, right? But I hope in the match itself, it's not gonna be a super kick / chop fest. I hope that's not what's gonna happen, right? Because everything can deliver, but when it comes to the ring, I hope the ring general really, helps Jay to a really good match. That's the only thing that is lacking in his main event run. Because I mean, we all remember last year's super kick fest.
Yeah, two people with the exact same moveset. Speaking of Jimmy, right? Does he play into this match? Does he help Jay, or I think it hurts Jay if Jimmy has to help him to win. I think Jimmy needs to fight from underneath and win this through fighting spirit.
I would say having Jimmy there to help, impact the match in a positive way can work in a way that does not take away from Jay's moment.
What if Jimmy comes out after Jay wins?
That will also be a great moment. That will be like a Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero moment.
Yes. And then he super kicks Jay. No,
bro, they've done that already, bro. It's okay. No more turning on each other, guys.
I was kidding. But yeah, so Jay, I have full confidence that Gunther can carry Jay to a great match.
Yep, agreed.
That is for sure, right?
Agreed.
So they can have this back and forth. They can have this like so many moments where Gunther looks like he's just gonna win, and Jay just keeps kicking out. He squeaks it out. He grabs the rope. Blah blah blah. Right? And I don't know. Should Jay bleed?
I mean, not too early,
No.
too early. I would save
Okay.
the bleeding
Okay.
for one match that's on night two. We'll talk about it in a bit. But
Mm-mm.
yeah, I think straight up great match. Jey somehow wins from Gunther, outsmarts Gunther, maybe
Yeah.
not full on like defeats him like what Sami Zayn did, like a
Mm.
crazy move and then just beats him out of the blue. I think that's what needs to happen. And start off WrestleMania on a good note. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. And then the crowd would yeet all over the place, and it would just be a thing, right? A great way to
Yeah.
start. Okay, main event then. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins, of course,
Mm.
in CM Punk's corner. His best friend,
Yeah.
Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Again, like on the surface, right? Is Paul Heyman's gonna be in a ringside lah, like big whoop, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, some people have tried to argue that it's mind games against Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is by himself, like he's on an island with nobody to back him up. Even his wise man is no longer with him.
Yeah, I like the idea that Paul Heyman plays such a big influence on all three people now, especially after what
Mm.
happened on Raw last week with Seth Rollins. He's now part of the favor. He's part of
Oh
the
no lah,
favor
it's not
somehow.
not really lah.
No,
It's
but
just,
what I'm saying is like he now is playing on Paul Heyman's conscience, right? Like
mm.
he's kind of threatened him like now you owe me a favor. So
He doesn't really. He's like, I'm not going to beat you up. So, is he, you know what, Seth Rollins actually, he's like what do you call it? It's like one of those gangsters asking for protection money.
chaos. Yeah. I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
And
But
he's actually embraced this like he really heelish side because what he did was really, really heelish.
correct. I think what it is was that Seth Rollins was lacking in the story because you saw
Mm.
the connection between Paul and Roman and CM Punk.
Yeah.
But now, after that promo, Seth has kind of gotten his stake into the story of like, you know what? I might not be connected to Paul, but I want either Paul completely removed from the equation or I'm going to use this connection to my
Yeah.
advantage.
This is the devious architect side of Seth that, to be honest, we haven't seen in a while.
Correct.
We've really only seen the crazy Liberace dressed up as Lady Gaga Seth for so long, right?
Yeah. You know what? This match, I know a lot of people say like, oh, this is not really the main event because it's like a night one thing. But honestly, I feel like this is a main event. Like it could have closed the show if it was for the title, it would have been a main event.
Yeah.
Like, but I think because of whatever happened with Cena and Cody, I like the fact that this was a night one main event because this can still be told way beyond WrestleMania. Still have a lot of far-reaching effects in WWE with what
Right.
happens here.
The thing about this match, though, I feel like, okay, in terms of like a storyline, right? Doesn't it give you a vibe of this is not the end? Like, you know how certain main
Yep.
events are
Agree.
the end of a storyline, the cap, the finish, the big finale. This
Yep.
feels like they're going to branch off into other shit.
Yep, for sure. There's gonna be more stories to be told, and we might even have that singles feud between Roman and Punk. Roman and Seth is not done yet.
Yeah.
There's so many things to go, right? My thing about this is, and I know a lot of people has been suddenly going along this line of thinking as well. I want Seth to win
Okay.
because
How does that happen?
because I feel like Roman and Punk will cancel each other because of whatever happening with Paul Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people might think that, maybe what if Seth and Paul aligns with each other? I think that's a bit too far out of reach. Doesn't make sense logically.
Yeah.
But what would be logical is Seth takes advantage of the chaos that comes with Paul being there or manipulates Paul or which uses it as a distraction, uses him as a distraction to get the win. I think Seth escapes with the win somehow. Yeah, and he's due a win, right, on WrestleMania.
But is that not like an unsatisfactory win? Even though it's night one, you still want to send the people home happy. I don't know.
I would say sending people home with intrigue is much more of a bigger priority at this point because you think about it. Roman and The Rock beat Cena and Cody and Seth last year, night one. That ended in a cliffhanger, not a good thing, right?
True. Well, and that's why a lot of people said night one wasn't great, right? The return of Brock.
Yeah,
bro. I said this last week, but Roman, CM, Brock, Paul Heyman on a pole match.
No, that's a real one. Yeah,
that's
a real one.
No, and then bring back all the old Paul Heyman guys like Big Show. Who was Ryback a Paul Heyman guy?
Yeah. Oh no. This one is its own universe. We cannot, bro. Too much already. Too much.
And then bring back all the ECW alum because they were the original Paul Heyman guys.
Yeah.
Bro, Stone Cold is a Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah, technically.
Dangerous Alliance.
Yeah. Dave brought a great point as well. None of this ending will be satisfactory. I think there's more story to be told, and I think I love it.
True.
This should stretch way beyond WrestleMania to SummerSlam. Let's go.
So who wins? So you are going with Seth?
Yeah, I'm going with Seth. And I'm saying this as a CM Punk fan, bro. I want Seth to win.
Okay, as a CM Punk fan now, a new CM Punk fan, I actually kind of want CM Punk to win to get his WrestleMania moment.
Okay.
But ultimately, it's another one of those matches. It's like we're just gonna sit back and be along for the ride. Because
exactly.
Which is great.
Cool thing is both main events, I don't mind who wins.
Yeah. As long as it leads to something else. There's more stories to be told, right?
Yeah, agreed.
And that's the beauty of wrestling, by the way. It's like, it's so different from, let's say, for example, Avengers, Secret War, for example. We know, or Avengers Endgame, we know that is the end of the entire arc. So everything ends there, right? So in a way, we can kind of, of course, the heroes will win at the end. It's just at what cost? In this case, it's like, WrestleMania is the end, but there's actually a lot, like there's next season. So WrestleMania can be the start of so many more things.
Yeah. I mean, wrestling is a lifetime of something. It's like life, like it never ends, right? Things in the past can, 8 years later can pay off. You never know.
Okay, Brock Lesnar, does he return?
No.
Because
straight up, no.
No, straight up, no. The Rock, does he return? Because Roman Reigns is involved. Or is The Rock?
Not for this match.
Also, you are thinking for the Cena match. Okay, we'll go there.